some books. I got some more books. I got a lot of books. Let's haul them.
Hey YouTube, it's Zoe, or Read by Zoe, and those books just attacked me. I thought we were friends. But anyway, today I obviously have a gigantic book haul to do. I got some books from BEA, which is Book Expo America. I was also sent some books from publishers, and I went on Amazon, and I went to Barnes & Noble. It's just been accumulating over the months, so that's why I have to do this book haul right now, because I just have too many books. If I wait any longer, this is going to be an hour-long video. It's already going to be pretty long, so I'm going to try and keep it moving. Gonna have to be speedy quick. Okay, are you ready? I don't think you are, because I'm not ready, but we're gonna do it anyway, together. Let's get this started. The first book I'm going to haul was sent by Disney Hyperion, and I already know what it is. I'm pretty excited. Da 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 da! Oh, I was sent two books. They are The Isle of the Lost and Return to the Isle of the Lost by Melissa De La Cruz, and they are the two Descendants novels. If you don't know, Descendants is a Disney Channel original movie, which I have actually seen, and I really enjoy. I am 20 years old, but I still like Disney Channel, and it follows the children of very famous Disney villains. So the main character is Mal, and she is the daughter of Maleficent. The second book, which is Return to the Isle of the Lost, came out on May 24th. It follows Mal, Evie, Carlos, and Jay. They have to return to the Isle of the Lost because there is evil bubbling and they have to try and squash it down. I'm not going to say too much about it though, because it is the second book. If you have not read it yet, read the first book if you're interested. Thank you so much Disney Hyperion for sponsoring this video and sending me these books. Next, I have a bunch of ARCs that I got from BEA. I was surprised how many they were just throwing out at us, and I came back with an entire carry-on full of books. Security had to actually x-ray my bag again because it was a suspicious number of books. They were afraid. The first ARC is Stealing Snow by Danielle Page, who wrote the Dorothy Must Die series. I have not read that yet, even though I really like Wizard of Oz. It is an adaptation of the legend of the Snow Queen, which is also what Frozen is based off of, if you didn't know, which you probably do. The Edge of Everything by Jeff Gillies, or Giles, or something like that. The main character of this is named Zoe, so I'm already on board with this book. It's also about a bounty hunter. Zoe and her brother got attacked in a cabin in the woods. It sounds very action-packed and scary because cabin in the woods. Then I was given Hatred Day by T.S. Pettibone. This was actually written by two twin sisters. The Last Days of Night by Graham Moore. This is set in New York in 1888, and it follows Thomas Edison and George Westinghouse. They both are trying to patent electric light. Next was the #1 book that I wanted to pick up at BEA. It is what I was most excited to get. Furthermore by Tahara Mafi. This is her new, or it's not yet out, her next middle grade. This follows 12-year-old Alice Alexis Queen Meadow, and she loves her mother, her father, magic, and color. Color plays a very big part in this book, as you can tell by the super colorful cover. I loved the Shatter Me series, which was by Tahara Mafi. It was so beautifully written, so I am expecting great things from this. I don't read a lot of middle grade, but it's by her. And let's not forget that both Harry Potter and Percy Jackson are categorized as children's or middle grade books. Spare and Found Parts is the next book. It is by Sarah Maria Griffin. This follows Nell Crane, and she has a mechanical heart. She's a cyborg. She sets out to create the one being who may understand her and accept her. So I think she builds a robot, and does she fall in love with the robot? I don't know, but they're cyborgs, and I have been so interested in cyborgs or robotic type things ever since reading Cinder by Marissa Meyer. It apparently is haunting. Yes. First look at Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. It is her next book. It's going to be sci-fi. This is very short, and I have not read it yet, but I'm going to read it pretty darn soon because I really like Veronica Roth. She wrote Divergent and I know, Allegiant and Insurgent, but she wrote Divergent, and I loved that book, so I have high expectations. Also, imagine how much pressure she probably feels right now because she wrote Divergent and it was so dang successful. Disruption by Jessica Shrivington. The first thing I saw on the back said microchips, so you know, all of these futuristic things I'm feeling. I then stood in line for a pretty long time to get Lauren Oliver's Replica. This is so cool. Not only is the box cool, because look at that. Yeah, Velcro. But the book is told in 2 point of views, and you read them by flipping the book over. Apparently, depending on the way that you read it, which point of view you read first, it changes the whole tone of the story. I've also heard some people are reading it 1 chapter at a time, so they're reading 1 chapter of Gemma's, then 1 chapter of Lyra's, and back and forth. So I think I'm going to do it that way, just so that I get the whole entire picture, but what an interesting concept. What do butterflies have to do with it? I don't know. The butterfly effect? I then have History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silveira. I had dinner with him. If you've seen Natasha's vlogs, you know that we all had dinner with him, and he is so nice. He signed the book and we got a chance to chat, and I have not read anything by him yet. I know he wrote More Happy Than Not, and I have it right over there on my shelf. I just haven't picked it up yet because I have been so distracted by so many other books. But now I really want to pick it up. I want to pick this one up too because apparently this will make you cry. And you know how I'm all about those cry-worthy books. This follows a teenage boy named Griffin, and his one true love, Theo, drowned. At the time, he was dating somebody else. He went off to college and he had another boyfriend, but Griffin was still in love with him. Now that Theo is gone, he has to deal with his grief and his worsening OCD, and also he reaches out to the boyfriend that Theo had at the time, and they have this really terrible relationship with one another that all revolves around grief. Some people have already read this and I have heard just great things, so this is going to be pretty high on my TBR. This comes out January of 2017. Dark Horses by Cecily von Ziesgesgen. She is the author of the Gossip Girl series, which I read when I was in middle school. This follows a teenage girl named Merritt, and she is pretty self-destructive. She does drugs. She is sent to this therapy program by her parents where she has to be with horses. The last arc that I got was It Wasn't Always Like This. Apparently it's kind of like Tuck Everlasting. I love that movie and that book, so I snatched this up right away because yes. Next is The Philan Boyfriend by Kasey West. This is about a girl named Gia Montgomery, and her boyfriend dumps her in the parking lot at prom. She has to grab the first boy who's available, and they pretend to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Of course, they fall in love. It sounds like a cheesy rom-com book, which I love. It's also summer and the perfect time for one of these books. Speaking of summery contemporary books, I then have The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. Yes, I have 2 copies. This one is an arc that I got, and this one I bought on May 3rd because, of course, I have to get the finished copy because I love Morgan Matson so much. I also have a review video that just went up about this book. I loved it. If you are interested in this book, go watch that video and it will tell you all that you need to know. But how cute is this cover? Dogs, ice cream, summer. Harlequin Teen sent me a book. What is it? Oh! The Problem with Forever by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I love her writing, although I've only read Obsidian by her. Some secrets go too deep for words. Oh snap! I bought some stuff on Amazon, obviously, because it's a book haul. What did I get? I bought a bunch of books about a month ago during finals week when I was super stressed out and I was trying to unwind because that's what I do. What is this? Oh, I remember what I got. I got The Mark of Athena by Riordan. It is the 3rd book in the Heroes of Olympus series. I still like the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series more right now, but maybe this will convert me. The other 2 books in that box were The Rosie Project. Basically everyone and their mother have read this book and I'm finally getting around to it. It follows Don. He is a professor. He's super analytical and he decides that his next project is going to be getting a wife. Rosie comes on in and she's everything he's not. The other book that I got was Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. This is a lot of people's favorite Colleen Hoover book. I didn't really get into Maybe Someday by her. A lot of people told me that I should read this one instead, so I got it and I'm gonna read it. The next book I have is Onyx. This is the 2nd book in the Lux series. I loved the 1st book, which was Obsidian, and I really want to get into the next book. They are so funny. There are aliens. I'm pretty sure everyone has already read the entire series, but here I am. So behind, like always. I got Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. I love Sophie Kinsella. As you can tell, all of these Sophie Kinsella books, I am obsessed. Her writing is hilarious. It's so easy to read and I gobble them up. So of course, when I heard that she wrote a young adult book, I had to get it. This follows Audrey. She is 14 years old and she deals with really bad anxiety. But then one day she meets Linus, who is her brother's friend, and he's super sweet. They're like 14 years old. Simpler story than some of her other ones. Like the Shopaholic series, things get out of hand. Next I have This Is What Happy Looks Like by Jennifer E. Smith. I already read this. I didn't really like it. We have a box. Just kidding. I just mutilated this box, but there are 2 books inside. What did I get? Oh yeah, I got Angel Fall by Susan E. It got a lot of people out of book reading slumps, and I am kind of in one right now, so this may help me. The second book is Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. This is the second book in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. I loved the first book, which was Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I got a box from Entangled Publishing. Let's get down to business. What is in here? This is some good quality bubble wrap that they have given me. In the box there were 2 things. The first thing was Trueborn by L.E. Sterling, and the other thing in the box was this cute mug that says, "Go away, I'm reading." I am such a big mug person. Next is Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. This is one of her adult books. I haven't read any of her adult books. I've just read Eleanor and Park and Fangirl. Half of it is told in emails from 2 women named Beth and Jennifer. There's this guy named Lincoln. He is the IT guy, I think, and he has to overlook everybody's emails. Then Lincoln falls in love with Beth over emails, not even the emails that she's sending to him. I love when there are bits that are in a different form, like text messages or emails or journal entries or something like that. It makes the book so much more interesting to read. I then have Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. It is a young adult fantasy book that is set in this world where there are different types of witches. The main character is a truth witch and is one of the most powerful types of witches. It is also rare. She knows when people are lying, and a lot of people would kill for that power. So she has made it a secret. She doesn't tell anyone except a few close friends. It is so action-packed, and there is a solid female friendship between Safia and her best friend, and I love the magic system in this book. Then finally I have 2 Sarah J. Maas books. The first one is Queen of Shadows. It is the 4th book. Yes, the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series. I have not read it yet, even though it's been out for quite a while. This cover, they just keep getting more and more kick butt. Selena. Fierce. Finally, I have A Court of Mist and Fury. It is the 2nd book in A Court of Thorns and Roses. I loved the first book. It is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast with fairies, and I love fairies and I love Beauty and the Beast, so this is amazing. I'm only 50 pages in, but already I feel that my love for some characters is waning and my love for other characters is very, very much growing. So that is the end of my gigantic BEA and other books book haul. I hope you enjoyed. I can't wait to get to so many of these books. I'm just looking down at the pile of books at my feet and I want to pick all of them up right now and start reading. I'm so happy that my book reading slump is finally over. And now I can get to reading again, but which one to choose? I don't know. Leave down below which book you think I should read first. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you soon in my next video. Bye!